Pooh! Hey everyone, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you. Turn that down. We've got a bunch to get into. Sorry to keep you guys waiting there, by the way. So I was about to go live 5 or so minutes ago. I was a couple of minutes late. And then I realised that my microphone was in the garage where I was doing the FIFA stream last night. So I had to go get it, and then it wouldn't actually pick it up for a couple of seconds. So I had to restart the computer. It was a whole thing. So I'm sorry that we're a bit late there, but do us a favour at the start of this show. Smash that like button on it. Give it a raw, filthy like right at the start of the show. Share it around on the social media if you want as well. I've pinned the tweet to the top of the live chat if you guys want to help us out and spread the word. Please get involved throughout the show as well. Bunch of legends in here. United Till I Die, God Kawaki, Marco, Syanda Mankina, John Adair, Turtlehead, United Tactical Talk, Dizzy Red Devil, Mark Nurse, Jonathan Gallagher, Mark Harris, John O'Connor, Jay Tanky, Lucky Singh, Anthony Young, Philip Chapman, Jeanette Pugh. Everybody else as well. I saw First Class Gamer in here at the start. Shout out to this legend as well. Bunch of legends getting in here. Johnny Gallagher, etc. Thank you for joining, folks. Do have your say throughout the show. And of course, we're going to have a big Q&A at the end of the stream. But we've got the latest Man United news for you today. We're going to cover it all now. Thank you very much for joining. Hey, Jamie Wayne, Alec Brandon, MUFC Charlie, everyone indeed. Feck the Glazers indeed, lad. Good shout. Right, okay, well, let's get in there raw with the news, my friend. So, Cristiano Ronaldo, will he, won't he? Is he staying? Is he going? Well, there's a big saga going on internally at United as well as externally with Frankie de Jong trying to bring him in. But, you know, in regards to Ronaldo, the situation seems to be that him and his agent are still chancing their arm at other football clubs and still seeing if there's any interest out there from a Champions League side. But at the same time, you know, just in case there is no interest from other clubs and there isn't a deal to be done, maybe you know, they're just trying to make it seem like he's not public enemy number one, basically, and that he wants to leave, which in all actuality he does. Let's not pretend there's anything else going on here. So we've got an actual post here that Ronaldo responded to. You probably saw this earlier on, but it says this is just a post on Instagram, and it said George Mendes told Manchester United that Cristiano Ronaldo is adamant about leaving, but Mendes left negotiations less than positive that Ronaldo would get his move. So Alex Ferguson has intervened. United insists Ronaldo's not for sale, right? So apparently Ronaldo responded to this on there and said, impossible not to talk about me one day, otherwise the press makes no money. You know that if you don't lie, you can't keep people's attention. Keep going that one day you got some news right. Keep going. That one day you got some news right. Okay, so Cristiano Ronaldo hitting back here to some reports that he's suggesting, I guess. I don't know what part of this he would be suggesting that is not true, because we know that he's obviously turned up at United late, didn't come to pre-season, rocked up with his agent, had discussions, and isn't been playing or you know, doing anything with the squad at all for pre-season. How is he preparing for the season? Probably. He's obviously not, and yet he's suggesting that, you know, that these are lies. That's what he's suggesting, is that they're lies. So what aspect is the lie? Maybe the lie is United insists Ronaldo's not for sale. Maybe that's the bit he says is not a lie. But in regards to the rest of it, I mean, come on now. I agree with what Gungshi's saying there. How you doing, Gungshi? He says he's behaving like a petulant child. Absolutely throwing the old toys out the pram, sir, because he hasn't got Champions League football. Oh, boo-hoo, Lionel Messi's going to close down my number. Oh, my goodness me. You know, there's bigger things to worry about, isn't there, in the world? So, I mean, what about just showing a bit of loyalty to Man United, getting a bit of grit and determination and helping out the club that made your son? You know what I mean? How's about that for a change? Think about somebody else, sir. But, no, look, Ronaldo's a fucking legend. I do get it. He's a Champions League player. But fuck me. I mean, you know, he should have just stayed quiet here. What is this all about? I mean, he's suggesting that it's lies, but we know that there's talks going on. We know that his agent is there having discussions with the likes of Ten Hag and Fergie and all these guys, and they're all having conversations about it behind the scenes. So it does seem like he doesn't want to be here. And so the fact that he's suggesting that it's lies, well, it's just a load of guff, really, isn't it, folks? Also, you know, just to clarify this Ronaldo situation here, this is from 90 Mins, but Ronaldo's situation is he still wants to leave. United say not for sale. George Mendes has presented exit options, including season loan and contract cancellation. That's probably BS. CR7 can't relax with 1 month left of the window. Right, okay. So I personally don't really think that we'd entertain a loan option, and I also don't think, you know, we'd be up for cancelling his contract, unless he's going to buy out the contract and give us a shitload of cash. then okay, that's weird, but I guess we would take that. But it doesn't make any financial sense for us to say, yeah, you know what? Let's just part ways, Cristiano. Shake hands. You're free to go and sign for one of our scum rivals. It just doesn't actually add up, or anybody. Just losing an asset like that, who is a big name, a big asset that can help generate interest and cash in your product. It doesn't make sense to just give him away or just let him go for nothing. So I don't think we should mutually terminate his contract, no. And then in regards to a loan, don't see the benefit of that either. I suppose somebody else could be paying the wages and they don't have to pay a big fee, so maybe they would then be interested in taking him. But again, it's helping somebody else out. Cristiano's a great player. He should be committed to us. I suppose that would make sense in a weird reality, but we're not going to loan out Cristiano Ronaldo in the hopes that next season we have Champions League football, we might stay in and get another option for a year or any nonsense like that. Hey, Tony Gembat, what's going on, dude? How you been, man? What? Tony Gembat getting in here, raw lad, long-time legend. Member of the channel here for 22 months. Tony Gembat. You what? CR7. He says CR7. CR7, mate. Thank you so much to Tony Gembat there. Guys, can we get a raw Sue in the live chat there and a 22 for Tony, who's been a member of this channel for over nearly 2 years, actually. Nearly 2 years. What an absolute legend. Thank you very much there, Tony. Nice one, mate. And he just says CR7. Well, CR7, you know, is unfortunately doing himself no good graces with this United fan base whatsoever at the moment. He is kind of, well, he's kicking us in the nuts, to put it in not such a good way. But in my opinion, he is a little bit ungrateful. I mean, we did give him a good opportunity here. Okay, we don't have the Champions League football, but, you know, I think he could just get his head down for a year and help the team. But he obviously is too big bollocks for that. He's too big for his boots, guys. You know what? The more this goes on and the more that it seems like he's being linked to other clubs and that other teams are perhaps interested or could be making a bid. You know, there's talks of Sporting Lisbon. I don't think he's going to lower himself to Sporting Lisbon. Why would he do that yet? Even if they do have Champions League football, he's still 37. He's still good enough. He's proven it in the Premier League, scoring 18 goals in a shit United side last season. He's still good enough to walk into most teams in the world, most leagues in the world. So why all leagues in the world? So why the hell would he want to go and play in the Portuguese league just yet? He might as well do that when he's a 40-year-old man. But right now, it does seem like, so Telegraph, James Ducker reporting that Cristiano Ronaldo is not expected to be part of Man United's squad that flies to Oslo ahead of the game against Atletico Madrid. So, yeah, maybe he would play against Rayo Vallecano. Maybe he'll be involved in some way. But right now, he doesn't seem to be really in contention with a starting spot or getting into the selection of the team because, well, he wants to leave the fucking football club, guys. How can you play a player who does actually want to go, though? It's kind of mad. Until the window closes. If the window's closed and he's still here and he's a United player, that's different. But right now, he's not showing his loyalty to the club. Whereas other players, although, you know, maybe they haven't had the best of times in actual competitive games in recent times, in pre-season, they're there. That's one of the big plus points. They're doing the business and they're working hard and they're trying to impress Ten Hag. Ronaldo's not doing that. He's trying to find a new club. So fuck that guy. You know what I mean, guys? Let's ask the live chat. Who should start against Brighton on the 7th? Martial or Ronaldo? Let me know. I mean, obviously Ronaldo's the better player, but can you just reward this level of insubordinance? Nobody's bigger than this football club, guys. Nobody's bigger than Man United. I mean, if Fergie was here right now, I mean, well, obviously he is, but you know what I mean, as in charge in the dressing room, I don't know if this would be happening, to be fair, because he'd be laying the smackdown early doors. But if it did, then I don't think he'd tolerate it. But then again, you know, Ronaldo's such a great player. He tried to convince him to stay for as long as he possibly could. So, look, sometimes these mercurial talents are worth having a little bit of aggro over because you can get them in your team and they can win your matches. And look, Ronaldo, once the window's closed, if he's still here, is still an absolute asset and a beast. Tony says Jeanette Pugh and Marco. Martial says Sudley Adams. Dan McGill disagrees. CC Bam says Martial. Turtlehead says Martial. WWE Network Brother says Martial. Hey, Sleep Tight, what's going on? Thank you so much for the super chat there. He says, now he's pissing on us. It's time to retire. Well, thank you very much there, Sleep Tight. Really appreciate you, dude, for that. And, yeah, okay, maybe not time to retire, but maybe time to do one from Man United. You can't really have a player that's so want away in your team, I don't think. It's just unhealthy for the rest of the squad. Tony Gembat, thank you for another super chat there, my son. What's going down? He says, yeah, Mr. Pig. Glory, Man United. Thank you very much, Tony, your hero. What is good? Let's get a cheeky little suey in the live chat there for Tone. Thank you very much, Tony. What an absolute legend. Yeah, I wonder if Ronaldo will be booed, says CZ Bam. Interesting. Well, okay, so if he was playing against Vallecano at Old Trafford, I think maybe he may receive some boos, possibly. But look, this is what sort of the reply that he said anyway. You know, impossible not to talk about me one day. Otherwise, the press makes no money. You know that if you don't lie, you can't get people's attention. Keep going. That one day you get some news right. So what are we supposed to take from this? Are we supposed to take that Cristiano Ronaldo's actually just got his head down and he's ready for the season and he just had some family issues and he's late to the party, but he's ready to go? Is that what we're supposed to take from this? And that he's not looking for a new club and that Mendes didn't rock up with him for talks on that day for any other reason than just moral support in him returning to training? Is that what it is? It just doesn't add up, does it, guys? So, you know what? Let's get some poo-poo emojis in there because this one stinks a little bit, man. Don't boo Ronnie, says Marco. In all fairness, let's face it, Cristiano Ronaldo is a United legend. He really is. When he was here the previous time, he was absolutely legendary for us. And Fergie plucked him out from Sporting and he flourished into the best player in the world here. So you've got to say that he was a legend for United. We won Champions League. We won many titles while he was here. And it was a good spell of 6 or 7 years when he was here. But this time around, okay, you know, he came back with aspirations to play in Champions League with Manchester United and have us winning trophies. Unfortunately, because of the absolutely gas-tastic mismanagement of the club from the absolute top down, from those Glazer shithouses to the coaching staff, the hierarchy at United recruitment team. Obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last season didn't have a good time of it at the start of it. And then Rangnick gashed it right up, and we've been put into a place where we're 6th position and we've got an awful squad and we need a complete rebuild. And so the landscape at Man United has significantly changed. Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, he came here with good intentions, and the landscape has changed to the point where it doesn't match his ambition, unfortunately. And our owners don't really match our ambition. So you know what? In all fairness, people getting on Ronaldo's back and people hating on Ronaldo, and as much as maybe Ronaldo should just go now if there's a decent offer that comes in, it's really, let's just take it back to the actual reason why this is all happening, guys. The actual reason is because of the shithouse Glazers. Hashtag Glazers out. 100% is the reason why this is all happening, because of their bad management, bad ownership, and just their complete lack of real ambition to go for anything. So never forget that this is the reason why we're where we are. This is the reason why players like Cristiano Ronaldo are at the moment too good for Manchester United, because he's a Champions League stalwart. Been playing it since he was fucking 17. He needs to play in the Champions League. We can't offer him right now that right now. It's because we've just absolutely gashed it up over many years to the point where we're almost teeter on the edge of being like a fucking Arsenal team. You know, which hopefully that won't happen. Ten Hag will hopefully get us back up there now, hopefully in the top 4 again this season. But the word there I'm using is hopefully, because we don't know if that's going to happen yet. It's a rebuild. It's tough coming into a new league. I think he's looked really good in terms of what he's doing, in terms of his discipline and changing things, and how the team's sort of going about the games that we've had in pre-season. I think he's doing well. But he's still going to have a tough time of it to break into that top 4. So he's up against the Glazers, as is everybody else. Ronaldo's ambition is much higher than the Glazer shithouses. Let's get some green and gold emojis in there, some hashtag Glazers out, because these tosspots are the true real reason why this has all happened. But anyway, it's not about that right now, but it should be. It should always be about that, because until they're here, we will have situations like this where we cannot get the top players. We either can't sign the top players, or we can't maybe convince some of the top players to stay, because the top players want to play in the top competitions. And if you're not fully invested, if you're not making the right decisions with the money you spend as well, then you're just going to fail. And that's what Man United have done all over the place. And even now, we've still got Harry Maguire as our captain. We've still got a midfield that really consists of Fred and McTominay. Okay, Lisandro Martinez is a centre-back. Maybe he's going to be playing at CDM as well. That remains to be seen. So, and we're working on Jong, but at the moment, this team is pretty gash, really, still. Yeah, we've improved it a bit, but that midfield is too poor for a Manchester United midfield. That's lower league standard. Okay, so so that is an issue. That is an issue, folks. The fact that we cannot really give Cristiano Ronaldo what he wants. There's no issue with the money, obviously. There's no issue with his desire to be at Manchester United when we do have Champions League football, because he came here when we had Champions League football and he was hoping to win things and help this Man United side win. So he was happy when we had Champions League football. It's merely down to the fact that he doesn't have Champions League football, I think. That's all it is. People are suggesting it could be this thing, that thing. In my opinion, it's just the Champions League football. Thank you, Night Whisper. How you doing there, broski? I hope you're well. I hope you're doing good. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. We've got 368 legends in it. We're 1 like off of 100 likes. Who's going to be that 100th liker? Please do smash that like button. Give it a thumbs up. Give us a boost up there on the algorithm. Roy Keane stomp the shite out of the like its name is Gareth Southgate. And also give it a subscribe if you guys are new to the channel and have your say in the live chat. Everybody's welcome in here as long as you're not a complete melt bag. Right, so, yeah, Johnny says Maguire should not be captain and should be training with the under-21s. Yeah, fair enough. Well, if we could sell Harry Maguire, I think it makes a whole lot of sense to do so. But unfortunately, nobody's interested in him because we're the only team stupid enough to be duped into paying any decent sort of amount of money for the slab. Let's ask the chat. What's Harry Maguire's value in today's market, folks? What do you reckon? He's an England international, plays for England regularly. He is Man United's captain, right? He's had a career, he's in his prime, 28, 29. You know, he's got value. He's not worth nothing. He's a good player for somebody like Leicester or one of these mid-table teams, perhaps Hull City, maybe down there in a lower league. No. In all reality, he is a good player, but he's just not a very good player, and that's the reality there. 15 million, says Turtlehead. 40, says SM3YT. 10 mil, says RJ. 45 says Tonk Nash. 30 to 40 says Madhouse. 35 says John Adair. Yeah, it's around about there, guys. I think at most you could get 40, but realistically, 30 million quid would be a cheeky little... I'd snap somebody's arm off if they offered 30 mil for Harry Maguire. I really would, because we'd be getting an absolute twat off the books. And we'd also, you know, get that would basically mean that we would have to... give somebody else the captaincy. We would just be better. I mean, there is actually reports coming out that United are looking to sell up to 4 defenders in this summer transfer window still. We haven't done really much business on the outgoings, but in terms of like the defenders, we still would like to get rid of Phil Jones if it was possible. There's talks of Roma and various teams being interested in Eric Bailly. There's also Phil sorry, I already said him, but he's double worth mentioning because get him the fuck out. Phil Jones. But then also Lindelof, you know, if an offer came in for him, surely we'd listen. Wan-Bissaka is a potential for somebody coming in for him, I suppose. Crystal Palace or someone might want to offer you a cheeky 25 mil. Maybe we'd listen. Telles as well. There's Telles links to Porto. So there's up to 4 or 5 defenders that United could be looking to offload. I think we should sell all of those guys I just mentioned. And if there was an offer that came in for Harry, sell him too, because he's absolutely Garbaggio. G-Will says Maguire's 25 to 30 mil. Yeah, he's not worth all that much, is he? He's on big money as well, like 180k a week or somewhere around there. That puts a lot of prospective teams off because, let's face it, nobody wants to pay that amount for a human slab. Who would do that? Benjamin Bessemer, thank you for the super chat, mate. Let's get a Sue in there for Benjamin. He says, hey, Piggy, I'm worried about Ronaldo to the point I've taken him out of my FPL. I did too, mate. I banged Martial in there, bud. So I did as well, mate. I know it's filthy, isn't it? But I literally did the same thing as you. I took Cristiano Ronaldo out of my FPL team and I've banged Martial up there. But hey, there you go. Just as a cheap option, it was only 7 mil or something. Not bad, not bad. If he plays. Anyway, so Benjamin says, I'm worried about Ronaldo to the point of taking him out of my FPL. I'd love him to stay so he can say to all those Pezzy lovers he won that UEL. Benjamin, yeah, nice one. I mean, that would be cool. Look, if we won the Europa League, then it would obviously... It would be good. I mean, if he could go to the end of the season and lift that trophy and have a good season, and we've got Champions League football next season, maybe if he had a time machine and that's what happened, maybe he would stay. Because even though it's a second-rate tournament, it's a major trophy, but there's no guarantees. I think he's not happy with the ambition of the squad. There's no guarantees we can get there. That's the problem. And other than winning it, he's got no interest in the competition. He just wants to play Champions League. He clearly just wants to play Champions League and add to his goals tally and add to his accolades in the Champions League. He doesn't want to be playing in the Europa League at all. But if you were to give him the trophy, you know, and say, hey, look, this is where we're going to be. We're going to be in the final in May next year. Are you up for it? Then he might be interested just to guarantee us a trophy. But that's not how life works. And reality is, United getting to the final is not guaranteed. We are one of the favourites in the competition, if not the favourite. I think we may be the favourite because we should be. Let's face it, United in the Europa League, we've got to be one of the biggest clubs in it, if not in terms of the name, we're the biggest club in it because all the bigger clubs at the moment are in the Champions League. So unfortunately, Man United just aren't in the place where we're considered one of the great clubs because of the team and the performances and where we're finishing the league and just how we're doing. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm Ronaldo, I'm certainly looking around going, this is just not a good enough squad. Can't really fault his reckoning there if that's the case, if he doesn't think it's ambitious enough. because it isn't a very good squad. It isn't a very good squad at all. Okay, we've added Alessandro Martinez. He looks like a real quality player, by the way, guys. Real skillful for a defender, really great passing, tenacious, got the right attitude. I really like what I'm seeing so far already. And Malacia looks a real great signing, one for the future, hopefully one for now also. And Eriksen's a good signing too. But if you're Cristiano Ronaldo thinking, oh, how are we going to go about it this season? What happened last year? We had a bunch of crumbled jobs, people in the squad who were, let's face it, absolute losers. So people, they don't know how to win, some of these guys. We've got Harry Maguire having never won a single trophy in his whole entire life apart from relegation. That's all he's ever got. He doesn't know, has never tasted success. He's never tasted winning a trophy. He's the captain, guys. If that doesn't set a level of mediocre gashness in the squad, I don't know what does. And then throughout the squad, you've got players who are just not quite up to the standard that we need. So that doesn't fill him or anybody else with much confidence at all. I'm just going to get into the live chat here, folks, for a few minutes, talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. We've got some more news. We're going to get into the rest of the Man United news shortly in regards to players like Sesko we're linked with as well. I'm going to cover the latest news on that shortly. But right now, we're just going to, let's hear your thoughts and opinions on the Cristiano Ronaldo situation. Have your say in the live chat. I'm going to dip in for a few minutes, just see what the deal is. Because in my opinion, Ronaldo is still a Man United player, still contracted. And, unless a good offer comes in, my stance is still the same. Sell him if a 25 mil offer comes in. If it doesn't, keep him. He can do one. He can just play with the reserves if he wants to be like that. But let's be real. Once the window's closed, he'd just get his head down and score 20 goals. Rob MUFC, thank you for the super chat here. He says, Ayo, pig, mate. Sorry I haven't been around. Had an accident, fractured wrist and 2 ribs to match. Oh, fucking hell, mate. Love you, mate. Be back when not so medicated. Oink, oink. Dude, Rob, man, I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. That's absolutely gash-tastic. Too much wanking. Oh, Rob MUFC, mate, no, he's fractured a wrist. Crikey, Rob, he's got the old gungshi treatment on the go. Careful, Rob MUFC, next time. No, that's awful, bud. I'm so sorry to hear that. Guys, can we get some love hearts in there for Rob, please? Because that's awful, bud. That's absolutely awful. I hope you get well soon, man. Let's get some hashtag get well soons in there for Rob. Thank you very much for the super chat, pal. A Berber, what's going on? He says, Ronaldo isn't bigger than the club, but he's bigger than the state of the club at the moment. We are fighting for 8th next season. Oh, what a lovely way to put it. I love that. Poetic, yeah. I mean, that is pretty basically what the case is, really, yeah. I mean, let's face it, we can't have this guy around here if he's too big bollocks and throwing his toys at the pram like this. Nobody is bigger than this football club. But in reality, you can understand why he's not happy with what's going on at the football club, because the ambitions that he has are not the same as the ambitions that we have. Not we, the fans, but we, the owners and the club. They don't have the ambition to win. Ronaldo seems to have the ambition to win, and that's all he wants to do is win, win, win. He doesn't want 2nd place, and he certainly doesn't want 6th place. That'd be absolutely gash-tastic. Yes, rest well, Rob, says Night Whisper. 4 signings by the end of the window. Wow, Scott Berg, love it, mate. Right, let's ask the chat, how many signings do Manchester United make between now and the end of the season? So we've got 3 already, but how many more signings do we make between now and the end of the window? What do you think? Marco says United celebrates dregs players and cuss out the best players. Hyperstrike says awful opinions by some of the chat members. Well, that's it. I mean, everyone's got their own opinions. Who's to say yours is right? Hader says 2. Liam says 2. Chris says 3. Jeanette says 2. Trish Chatfield says 2. Shawnee YT says 3. Danny says 2. 2 says Dean M. 1 says Tonk Nash and Amy Evans. Amy Evans says 3. Pete Morris says 2. Dizzy says 2. So, you know what? You guys are way optimistic. Wow. Fucking loving it. Everyone thinks we're going to get at least 2 more signings. Wow. Nice one. That's pretty cool. Some of you even saying 3. Wowzers. That's awesome. I don't feel that confident, guys. Honestly, don't. We should do, though. We should get 3. Absolutely. That's how many we should get. Minimum. We should get De Jong. We should get Sesko. And then we can look at maybe another player, maybe like a cheeky little Denzel Dumfries or a cheeky Yuri Tielemans. That's what we should be doing. But you guys have got a lot more faith in our gash-tastic owners than I do, that they can actually put their hands in the pocket and sign 3 players. But hey, fair play. I really hope that they do. I mean, that's what we should be doing, absolutely. You think we'll just go for De Jong and that's it, Central MUFC? That is a big, serious amount of money for one player, and that will take up a big bit of the budget. How much of the budget is left? Who knows what the budget is? Some reports say, we could be spending £150 million. Some say 200 million. I don't think for 1 second that we'll spend that amount of money. So, but maybe we will get 1 or 2 players once we've sort of redistribute some of the players from our squad, get rid of them, get a few players out, because there's definitely a few players that just hangers on that won't play very much this season. There's no point having in the team. You might as well sell some of them, in all fairness. Yep, absolutely never replace Carrick. That's right, Marco. I know, it's a shocker. Spurs are inquiring about De Jong, says Gregor Triggs. Oh, well, that's okay, because nobody will be interested in going to shithouse Spurs, will they? You know what I mean? That's fine. If Spurs come in for you, that just increases the likelihood that he goes, Spurs would want me now. Oh, fuck that. I better go sign for United. Nobody wants to play for Spurs, mate. Doesn't matter if they've got Champions League football this season. It's the only season they're going to have Champions League football, probably. Nah, they're doing all right under Conte. Conte will probably do quite well. He's actually the right manager to probably get Spurs in Champions League footy again next season. Right now, just because, well, his teams are reasonably hard to beat, and he's got some some good players there. Really good players like Son and Kane, etc. And he has signed a couple of good ones as well. So, in my opinion, Conte probably will get top 4 with them this season. So, actually, I'm saying that, but in my opinion, he probably will do okay this season. But anyway, then he's not going to want to go there. There are some discussions that De Jong might be interested in going, elsewhere, such as Chelsea, though. If they were to come in for him, it would be disgusting. Yep, Gang says Chelsea. So a lot of people think that maybe De Jong is a target for Chelsea, and they're just waiting until literally, United are basically ready to progress the deal. As soon as, personal terms are being discussed and this kind of thing, Chelsea are just going to move in and get an agreement in place with Barca, either the same or slightly higher than what we're paying, and just swoop him out and steal him out from underneath us. I can't see that happening, really, but it wouldn't be the first time, guys. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. But I think he'll be going to United. Gone in control, says United all the way. Let's ask the chat on De Jong. Let's get on to De Jong for a sec. I don't really want to talk about De Jong. I'm done with De Jong. I'm pissed off with De Jong. Not De Jong personally. The De Jong situation, it's disgraceful. It's not really moved on much anyway. It's just the same sort of scenario. Fabrizio Romano actually tweeted out the same sort of thing, just saying that he's adamant that he doesn't want to leave. And that, that's the stance. But right now he's getting his head down, being professional because he's owed a shitload of cash. So that's what it really is about anyway. Hey, Lynette Giggs, how the devil are you? I hope you're doing well, says Pigito the Goat. Thank you so much there, Lynette. I hope you're doing well. Pigarito, thank you very much there, Lynette. What's good? What's good? Everyone, thank you all for being here. We got 432 legends in here. Do us a favor, actually, guys. We just smashed 150 likes. You're a bunch of legends. Let's see if we can get to 200 likes on the stream. If you're just joining us, drop a little cheeky like on it. It's free. Also, it boosts us up there, helps us compete against some clickbait wankers and corporations. So hit the like if you like this independent show and this community vibe. Nice one. 0793 says, no, he's not moving. Right, okay, so let's ask the live chat. Where does he end up? Man United, Chelsea, Barca, or somewhere else? I still think United, because he's being pushed out of the door, guys. He is being pushed out the door there. They're taking him for a ride. They're treating him like a mug. They're signing loads of new players. They're paying them good money, and yet they still can't give him the deferred wages that they owe him. We've got some comments, in fact, from, let me just get this. I don't know what's happened to it now, but where is it? We have got, yeah, here we go. So we got some reports on from Laporta here, folks. Let me just get rid of that one. So Laporta on Nagelsmann's criticism of Barca, he says, I'd ask him to focus on their accounts, which have received good money for Lewandowski. To those that are surprised, I would say we are very much alive and back on the market, and there may be more surprises. So don't really like the idea of this, the fact that maybe Barca have got a bit of cash at the moment. I mean, they can't register players necessarily. They've got to sort this salary cap issue that they've got and maybe get rid of some players. But it seems like because they've hoarded themselves out in the long term here and sold off like TV rights for 25 years to some American company, all this sort of stuff, because they've done this, maybe they have got a big fat pot of cash right now that they're not thinking about paying off their actual debts with. No, they're just thinking about investing in the team in the short term, where they're thinking to try and maybe win everything. Fair enough. And, at least they've got ambition in that sense. But it does seem like they're making it a little bit uncertain for their future, possibly, because there's still going to be significantly huge amounts in debt. I thought they were looking to sell players to readdress the economic situation there. They've done it in other ways. And, okay, this guy is full of shit, so you can't really believe anything he says. But at the same time, maybe they have got, well, they clearly do, because they're signing a whole bunch of players. Like he says, they transferred the money to Bayern's account. They've got the money. They've given them money. So they have got money. So, the only situation where about De Jong, why it seems like they're definitely not going to stick with him and keep him, is because of the treatment of him, and they do owe him big money. And in order to, not be economically hit, they're going to have to sell him and get the money back from United and get him off the books, because he's on big money as well. He's one of the highest paid players there, 350 grand a week. So It's definitely he's an economic drain. But not only that, if it wasn't just for that, if it was just for that, maybe they'd still be fine with him. But it's because of the whole salary cap issue that they have. They've got an issue with the salary cap being able to register players and this kind of thing. And obviously they've bought a few really expensive players already, people like Koundé, Rafinha, Lewandowski. These are obviously huge signings which are pretty much going to, well, hinder their ability to register players and keep players that they've got in the squad. They have to sort of get rid of players in order to register players. So it's pretty crazy what they've done doing it this way. But for those reasons, I think it's just going to get very much uncomfortable for Frankie de Jong there, and they'll play him left, right, and centre everywhere, centre back, and then he'll just play as a bit part role for now, and they'll send the message that, yeah, we don't want you. And they've already asked him to play for less money. That sends a message that we don't want you. They're already signing players who are on big money for big money. That's another indicator that they're taking the piss and they don't want you. So all these things are true, and I think those all lead to de Jong leaving the football club. However, he needs to get paid. That's what it's down to there, folks. So he's still looking to get that money. And if I was him as well, I would feel exactly the same way. Just simply because, he deserved to get that money that he's paid there. Why not? He deserves that money that he's earned. He agreed to defer his wages. It's nice enough to do that during a pandemic, and they owe him. So why should he just do what they probably are wanting to do right now, which is for him to forego some of that or maybe all of that in order to move? No, he doesn't have to do that. He can stick it out, ride it out, and stay at Barca for the next 4 years of his contract, getting paid 350k a week if he wants. The ball is actually in Frankie de Jong's court in that sense. So he has to be convinced to leave. Man United can do as much as we can with wages and signing on fees and things like this. But Barca also have to settle up a big old fat juicy chunk of change. And if they don't do that, then this deal's not going to progress. So it's still, the reason I don't want to talk about it is because it's so frustrating. It's just at the same situation, and we're waiting for these Barca shithouses to do something about it. I mean, really, we should just dead it off and move on now. Alviro Ramirez, what's going on, bro? Hey, Susan Lively Sue, welcome to the stream as well. What's good? 91 Vance says Barca are a proper shady club these days. Oh, big time 91 Vance, yeah. The worst, man. I think they're the worst. Like, we're talking about some of the shithouse clubs, such as, our rivals that we don't like. But how's about actually dealing with football clubs such as Barcelona when it comes to transfer dealings or in any sort of way? They are just a disgrace. Well, they are with us anyway. They're taking the piss out of us on this one. Yeah, CZ Bam says Craig Warby, he said himself that he will work on turning a current player into that role if he can't buy who he wants. Yeah, CZ Bam, that's it, exactly. Well, fair enough. I mean, look, Ten Hag's just going to have to use what he's got right now, and we're going to have to try and sign more players. We can't rely on de Jong coming in, I don't think. I think we've got to look at getting a new midfielder in. Guys, who's your midfield signing? If we could go and sign another player, let's put a limit of 40 million quid on it, because we can't expect to go and sign Ruben Neves and de Jong. I don't think that's realistic. But I think we should actually, right now, because of maybe the possibility of losing out on de Jong, we should look for going to get somebody else as well. And then maybe if we do manage to get de Jong as well, then we sell Scotty McTominay. Something like that. That makes sense. But right now, we are running the risk of going all summer transfer window long without getting de Jong. I still think that we will. I just think it will happen in a good few weeks' time towards the end of the window. But at the same time, there is a possibility that it falls down. Isaac Beneker says Luca Mora. Wesley Snyder says Compost Smurf. Neves says Patrick Malone. Ruben Neves says Berber. Problem is he's going to cost too much money. Instead of, though, if we can't get de Jong, I'd definitely go and get Ruben. But my opinion is we should have got two midfielders this summer window anyway, like central midfielders. I know we've got Ericsson, but I consider him more advanced, like a CAM. But like maybe a more defensive-minded midfielder, or just somebody who's also a creative midfielder, quality passer, etc. So Chris Barker says Tielemans. Tielemans says CZ. Kevin De Bruyne says Gengnor. Neves and Tielemans says Scotty Berg. You're not interested in crap players, says Lucky Singh. Well, we don't want crap players, but there's certainly players out there who you could actually acquire for not a huge amount of money. Players like Yuri Tielemans have only a year left on his contract. He's understood to have informed Leicester that he wants to go. They understand the situation that if they're going to get the most cash they can get for him now, they're probably going to have to sell him this summer. And he's been linked to a lot of different clubs, Arsenal as well. Even, Man United had to have some strong links with him as well. But we haven't acted upon any of it. And you've got to ask yourself why, because a Man United side with the midfield of McFred would probably be best off replacing both of them. That's not to say Fred can't do a good job in the squad and have a role in certain games. He is a good ball player. He's very energetic. I mean ball winner. I don't mean ball player. He's not a good ball player. He's a good ball winner. He's a shit ball player. But he's not bad. He's not bad, but he's not great. But in terms of ball winning, he's a great ball winner. But in regards to like our midfield, it's just not quite up to standard. So why not get De Jong and Tielemans? Crikey, if that was your midfield going into the season, I'd feel so much better about it than McFred. Crikey. So why not go and get Yuri Tielemans? And then if you do get De Jong, well, you just got to sign 1 or 2 players before the end of the window. There's loads of teams scratching around for good signings at the end of transfer windows. You know, a cheeky Notts Forest whoever would be interested in bringing Scotty McTominay in for 18 mil, or Wan-Bissaka going to Palace or somewhere. You know, there's some players you can offload for a reasonable price. And so therefore, why bother with waiting for De Jong in the eventuality that it doesn't happen towards the end of the window? That would be disastrous, because then we would have gone all summer long, and then we're just going to sort of panic buy someone right at the end of the window. I don't like that. Ward-Prowse is a good one, says Mark Nurse. Yeah, set-piece maestro. CDM is 6 as well, says Jeanette Pugh. Barella says El Professor. I mean, interestingly enough, with De Jong, we have got the shirt free for De Jong. So De Jong likes the number 21 shirt. And we have got that free because obviously that was Edinson Cavani's shirt. We've had Ericsson come in and Martinez. They've taken up the 6 and the 14. So 21 is still free. So we clearly still have our sights set on Frankie de Jong. He's still the guy that we want to come in, and you're going to give him his treasured shirt number or whatever, and that's why it's still free there. I mean, it's also not a very good shirt number that anybody necessarily really wants, because it's not like 9 or 10 or, you know. But still, if he's into that, then there you go. N'Golo says, gang, well, N'Golo Kante, in terms of a CDM, in terms of being a beast, in terms of giving us what we need right now, is absolutely brilliant and would be awesome short term. If the price was right, definitely. Guess what? Chelsea won't sell him to us for anything less than, I think, 50 mil. And that's probably a little bit too much for somebody who's a bit injury prone, a bit aging, although he is absolute quality, though. Give him the 17 for the 17 million Barca owes him, says Ardi Chico. Well, we shouldn't have to do that. We've already upped our initial amount that we were going to offer this guy by 10 million euros, so we shouldn't really have to do that, in my opinion. Barca are taking a right royal piss. Maybe that's what this is all about, though, bud. They're just prepared to play the long wait game all summer long and make Manchester United sweat. I just want to make you sweat. Dun, 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 dun. That's what they want to do to Man United, just make us sweat all summer long, because they're happy to do so. They know that we're desperate for him, that he's Ten Hag's guy. And maybe they're just hoping that United will give him an extra few million up front just to make it, just to speed things up, just to say, hey, look, come on now. We offered you 10 million euros up front extra to put towards paying Frankie off. Let's fucking give you another 5 or something. You just bloody pay him off and let's sign him. Maybe that's what it's going to have to take, because these guys are not seemingly paying this guy easily, are they? Hey, what's going on there, Solo? He says, walk away from this deal. Yeah, fair play. I'm sort of getting there, bud. I really am. I'm sort of to the point where I think we should turn our attentions to another midfielder. A good midfielder, but maybe not somebody who's that sort of budget. A good midfielder that's going to improve our midfield. And then if we get Frankie, it's a big bonus. If we don't, then we're not completely up shit creek without a good midfielder. Or we should do what, you know, some other people are saying, and just go and buy Ruben Neves. But let's ask the chat. That's a good point, Solo. I mean, should we walk away from this deal? What do you think, guys? Walk away or stick? Let's have a little thought now, because this is going on for a long time now, and it could go on all summer long. Steve Malcolm, thank you so much, Steve Malcolm, for hitting the subscribe button there. Steve, nice one. If you guys are new to the show, please do hit the subscribe like Steve. Get yourself in there raw. We're on here daily with all the United news. And also smash that like button on the video if you're just getting in the stream also. Walk away, says Geng. Last day deal it will be, says Gabe Moore. Walk, says Heath. Your stick, says Night Whisper. Walk, says Ardy. He's worth the wait, says Compost Smurf. Declan Rice or Milinkovic Slavic. Nice one, YouTube Jamaican. I like that idea, to be fair. Savic is a very good option. He could be obtained for about 70 million euros by all accounts. Declan Rice, on the other hand, I'd love Declan Rice at the club. But crikey, apparently they want about 100 million for that guy. And even if they did want a bit less, it's still a huge amount of money. Then again, he is a very good player. He's young, he is English, he is homegrown. But for the money they want, he's got the potential to be the next bloody Slabo Maguire signing for us if he doesn't do what we think he's going to do in the game. But I don't know, it's just too much money. You can't spend that money on any one player right now. Walk away, says J King. Be patient, says Mark Nurse. So Ten Hag wants this guy. Ten Hag's waiting it out, isn't it? We haven't deaded this off. We haven't moved on. The situation with United is still, we are going for Frankie de Jong, and that's our guy. We've still got the shirt free. We're still interested in him. He's obviously on top of Ten Hag's list. So that's it. We've just got to wait for Barca now. Those shithouses are treating us like muck, and they're taking so long to get this deal done. I mean, obviously they've already agreed a deal with Manchester United. The problem is that they've just still owe Frankie this money that they owe him. Frankie's stance apparently is that he wants to stay, but it's all just media stuff. It's all just so he can't be seen being disloyal to Barca at the moment. He's keeping his head down. He's getting paid. He's getting paid 350 grand a week there, and he's owed a shitload of cash. But they have got deferred. You know, he did agree previously to lower his wages, and they owe him 70 mil, and they haven't paid him up yet. So if you were him, would you walk away from all that money? I know I wouldn't. He's getting his head down, and he wants that money. Now, if Man United have to end up paying some of that money, or if Barca get their finger out and pay it, then I think the deal can progress. Right now, they are treating him badly. They're signing players above him. They're pushing him out the door. They're suggesting he's playing centre back, and they're just treating him very poorly. So in that sense, he shouldn't want to stay. He shouldn't want to stay, should he? Seriously, says I genuinely believe if we do get Frankie de Jong, then our whole team is massively improved. He'd be huge for us. Completely agree, seriously. Yeah, I mean, he is somebody that Ten Hag can build the team around. And he's a Ten Hag style player, which is a big thing as well. Like, well, that's why Lisandro Martinez and players like this excite me because, well, Ten Hag already knows them. He already knows what they're about and knows their sort of character. And if he thinks that they're good enough to improve us right now, then he's probably right because he's worked with these guys closely. He's also worked with the current squad. He knows what we've got. He knows the capabilities, etc. He's a good footballing man. So you'd think that if he's got an interest to bring in De Jong, a previous player that he knows and somebody that he knows can help implement the system and perform in the system that he wants. I mean, he said it himself when asked about Frankie when he was on tour a couple of weeks ago. He said, you know, we do need to get a midfielder. We don't have something about the number 6 position being a tricky position and only certain players in the world can do it to the top level, you know, and that Frankie's one of those players, essentially. And so, yeah, maybe he will be playing in that sort of deep line playmaker role for us. And if not, well, you can get a midfield destroyer in there for certain games, like Lisandro Martinez could pop in the CDM, and then De Jong's a little bit more unleashed to be a bit more creative. Like, there's options there. It's really exciting, actually. So De Jong is still a fantastic signing if we get him, but it's a big if, and we can't have the eventuality play out where Barca go all summer long, twist our nipples real good, and just leave us there, you know, with blue balls. We can't have that scenario, folks, because that would be a disgrace if they were doing that to us. And if we somehow missed out on Frankie, then last minute we're going to go for somebody else. Plus, aside from that, it's just absolutely embarrassing, isn't it? It wouldn't be anything new. We've had a similar situation to this before. But at least then they were sort of rejecting us. And that was with Sancho. We pursued him for such a long time with Dortmund. That lasted a whole year before we were able to get an agreement in place. But at least they were rejecting us. You know, this is embarrassing. We've got some sort of an agreement with Barca, yet they're just slowing the whole deal down there. They're taking us for an absolute ride, is what it is. They are. I mean, why agree to deal with Manchester United if you're not ready to settle up what you owe to your player? Quite unreal. Hey, pal Marius, what's going on, mate? Craig Warby says, can you show player highlights of Sesko against Liverpool? I can't, Craig Warby. No, I don't have the rights to them, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know, actually. Better not chance it, mate. I'll have to look into that, though. De Jong will sign deadline day, says Chrissy J. Smash a 1 if you agree with Chrissy that he'll sign right at the end of the transfer window. Smash a 1 if you agree. I actually do agree with that. I think Barca are going to take the right royal piss out of us all summer long. We might be forced into making another side in the midfield, which is what I've been talking about. And I think that would be good. That would be really great for us. But, certainly, I think this isn't going to happen in the next day or two. I think there's still a lot of time left on this one. Yeah, Chris Parker, that's right. Oh, Pepsi Gardenia, what's going on? Says the delusion is high. So draining this transfer window for us United fans. Definitely, Lewis. So only 2 1s came in here. We got 475 legends. Only 2 1s came in the live chat to suggest that he will join at the end of the window. Okay, well, smash a 2 in there if you don't think he comes at all then. Let's see what you guys are saying. So only 3 people have put a 1 in there. That is hilarious, guys. So nobody thinks he's coming at the end. Fair enough. I guess if he does come, it probably will be towards the end of the window. Oh, dear. Scott Corden says no. Chris Koo says no. Sherwin Sutherland says no. Ahmed Fawaz says no. Okay, I get where you guys' heads are at now, to be fair. Who knows? We could sign him soon, though. Who knows? I mean, it's one of those. It could happen in a week. It could happen in a month. It can never happen. It's one of those. David Eder says 2. Berber says 2. Don't even want him. Sick of him. His attitude and his stupid hair. Wow. That is absolutely harsh, mate. I mean, it's not his fault, is it? Goodness me. I mean, he's owed £17 million. Do we just expect him to forego that to go? He's got to get paid first, you know. It seems they're the ones who are being absolutely gash about it. They're trying to welch on some of this money that they earn. I'm not suggesting that's actually definitely what's happening. I'm just alleging that that's maybe the case because why else would they be waiting so long to do all this? Why else? They just sold team rights. They're signing loads of players. They've got the money in the bank, it seems. So just pay in the 17 mil, sell them to United, recoup the 75 up front, 10 down the line, get the 350k a week off your books. Jobs are good. But what's slowing it down? I don't really understand. I don't get it. But he's owed money. That's what it is. He wants his money. So it must just be that. I think it's just the fact that he's got 17 million quid waiting for him. I mean, don't tell me you or anybody else in the live chat would leave 17 million quid on the table to go and play for Man United in the Europa League right now when he loves Barcelona at his dream club. Don't tell me any of you would do that right now, because you wouldn't. He's waiting for his money. He's waiting for his money. And if you would, then fair play to you. You're a better man than me, because 17 million quid is a shitload of cash, and he's earned it. That's the thing, he's earned it. He's owed it. So surely he's got to get that settled first. I get it. I actually get it from his point of view. It's not him I'm annoyed with. It's Barcelona I'm fucked off with. Frankie de Jong, I'm absolutely spot on. I love his little face, love his smiling face, love his little spike hair. I'm not bothered by Frankie de Jong at all, you know. He's fine by me. It's the shithouse Barcelona twats that I hate. They're the ones that are doing the dirty on us here. They're the ones that are slowing down the deal. I mean, Frankie, all he can do is say, I don't want to go anywhere and I want to stay at Barcelona. And that's what he's been saying. If he says anything else, he's unprofessional. And if it doesn't work out with a sale anywhere, then he's in an untenable position. So he's just keeping his cards close to his chest. Barcelona are the real shithouses in this. You know, they're the ones who are slowing this all down and refusing to pay him. De Jong should get his lawyers involved, says YouTube Jamaican. I agree with you, sir. I agree with what you and Gary Neville said the other day, where he said that they would have a case in the courts because he is being treated very unfairly. They're owing him money, but yet spending loads of money on other players. How is that fair? It's unreasonable. His hair is ridiculous, says Chris Barker. Well, I always was a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, to be fair, but so, you know, maybe that's why. But no, I don't. I've got nothing against Frankie. He's in a position where he loves a football club he's playing for. Imagine being at your dream football club. You love this football club to the point where you're prepared to take a wage cut for a while to help them out. And you're staying there. You're happy in the city. You're happy with your family. You're happy with everything in Barca. All of a sudden, because their own financial issues and mismanagement, and also them having ambitions maybe beyond their station right now with signing loads of these big day players, they're doing all this business and they're sort of forcing you out the door. I mean, but they're still refusing to pay the money that they owe. So if you're Frankie de Jong, I mean, what do? You've got to just get your head down and wait to get that money and hope that you can get the transfer away. I still think Frankie's coming, guys. And I think it all will be revealed very, very soon. And the piss poor treatment of Frankie is pretty obvious to see. And so, but he is being professional and quiet. And so, therefore, I can't really criticise him anyway. Berber says, I don't know where the hair comment came from. Pure football frustration. Well, no, I mean, fair enough. I mean, look. People's hair winds me up, to be fair. Some players' hairs wind me up. I mean, Maguire's whole head winds me up. So I hear where you're coming from, man. I hear where you're coming from. Frankie Big Bollocks, says Scotty Berg. Overrated players, as Lucky's saying. I don't know about that. I mean, he's somebody that can tick things over in a Ten Hag midfield. That's what we want. He's not going to get you a shitload of assists. He's not going to get you a shitload of goals. What he's going to do is get your play going. He's going to create for other players. He's going to be a quality player in that sense. We haven't had a quality player like that for a long time who can really tick the midfield over. So, you know, since maybe Michael Carrick. So somebody like that would be absolutely brilliant. We've tried with many players. We've failed with many players. And right now we've got McFred. What do you want? De Jong and McFred. It's pretty obvious, really. De Jong is a much better option than any of those guys. And right now, the facts are we've actually got an agreement in place with Barca. So we do have an agreement with them. That's all. Man United, as a club, have done about as much as they can there. Barcelona have to pay Frankie and then send him on his way, which they haven't done. So we're just playing the waiting game. But it's very insulting. Let's go and sign another player. Smash a 1 if you think we should now turn our attentions to another midfielder. Smash a 2 if you don't think we should sign any other midfielders. You think we should stick with just getting De Jong and maybe strengthening elsewhere. Let us know. Right, okay, I've got some, let's, do you know what, fuck De Jong. I've had enough of Frankie de Jong's situation. We'll get back into it in the Q&A if anybody wants to bring it up again. But I've had really enough of talking about De Jong. And it's not De Jong that I'm saying fuck De Jong, fuck Barca more like, but the De Jong situation, because it is just a disgrace. But anyway, so let's talk about Sesko. Let's talk about Sesko, baby. Let's talk about me, and I'm going to stop singing now, but let's talk about Sesko, because according to Samuel Luckhurst, John Murtow met with the agent of Benjamin Sesko last Wednesday, and so, United is being very heavily linked with a move with Benjamin Sesko at the moment, which is, an exciting young player who we could maybe go in for. We've got a report that's just come out here as well that suggests that Man United are ready to make an official offer for the player very, very soon indeed. So there's lots of links and speculation with Man United and Benjamin Sesko, and it seems like there has been contact made as well. This is via Fabrizio Romano. United have had direct contact with Benjamin Sesko's agent. United interest in Sesko is concrete. RB Salzburg want to sell him next summer, so United need to make an important bid to sign him now. So, there is some news about Sesko. Whether or not this materializes is another question, but it does look like United are maybe on the brink of making an official offer for this guy, perhaps, to RB Salzburg. There's a few journalists that are reporting it, and he's one of the sort of hottest young rated forwards in Europe. He got 12 goals and 8 assists in 38 games so far at just 19. He's a pretty good player. He looks good. He looks skillful. He's tall. He's rangy. He's got a bit of vision about him. Look, I don't know really much about him. I've only seen clips like probably you all have on the internet. I've never sat down and watched an RB Salzburg game. I don't think ever. So, this guy is unknown really, but he's a 19-year-old who looks class. He looks very good for his age. He looks like he's a bit of a physical beast, bit of a difference maker there as well. Good sort of target man as well in that sense. And because of that, maybe he is a good young option. Now, I don't think this is the guy to come in and score 25 goals a season right now. But just as an option, somebody who could be exciting, who could progress, who could flourish into a good player in the future, maybe makes a bit of sense for the right price. But what is the right price for this guy? He's not a big name. We're just going on sheer potential alone. But yeah, lots of outlets reporting that we're close to making an offer to him. We're interested, but apparently, at the moment, there's no contact offer. There's no contact or anything like that. It's all silent still at the moment, but we're maybe close to making an official offer soon. So could be or couldn't be, but right now there is some heavy links to Benjamin Sesko of Salzburg. Would you take this guy at Manchester United for £30 million? Let me know in the live chat, yes or no. Is that good value? Apparently they're asking for a heck load of money, a shitload of cash for this guy, a serious amount of cash. So They want, I think, 50 million or somewhere around about that, which is just absolutely incredible, really. It's an insane amount of money, and, we're not going to pay that for a 19-year-old kid. But for 30 million or 25 million, it's a punt. That sounds a lot of money, doesn't it? It really does. But in this day and age, for somebody who could potentially be a really good player in the future, it's not a lot of money, really, 25 or 30 mil. Red Devil says, Sue, I would. First Class Gamer says, you can't unhear it now. What's that, First Class? How you doing anyway, my son? I hope you're good. Oh, Fred Savage, isn't he from the Wonder Years? Yeah, he is. And the Princess Bride. Sesko is as slow as Maguire, says Scott Berg. Yeah, but look, if you're playing a hold-up man, think about it. If you're in all fairness, nobody's slow as Maguire. Nobody's slow as Maguire, mate. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. He's faster than Maguire, but also he's just a big unit. You're going to have strengths and attributes. I don't think he's as slow as you necessarily think. But as a target man, as somebody that can bring others into play, as somebody that, is an option for a youngster, he is a decent signing. Now, does he really interest me that much? I'm just going to be totally honest with you now, guys. No, he doesn't. I'm going to be totally honest with you now. No, he doesn't. And yes, I would take him. Yes, he's a good prospect for the future. Benjamin Sesko? Who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? Like, hang on a second. Benji Sesko? Okay. Fair enough. Nice. What? You what? 19-year-old been playing for Leipzig, scored a bunch of few goals. We're going to chuck him in there in the Premier League and he's going to be our new guy, is he? No, I don't think that. Come on. We've got to sign young players. You've got to sign good young players. I get it. They've identified a good young player. Get him in now. But is he going to do the business for us right now? Is he going to is he going to replace Ronaldo's 25 goals that he'll score this season? Is he my eye? Of course he's not going to, folks. He's a young kid. He's going to take years to develop in the Premier League before he's the level that we need him to. Man United, in my opinion, and this is not going to be a popular opinion because I know everybody in the live chat seems to want him. And I think he's good. I think he's a good young player. And maybe we should get him and another forward. But certainly I would look at somebody who's further along in their career, somebody that can really help us now. Ronaldo's on the verge of throwing his toys totally out the pram. You know, like, why aren't we working on getting a top striker in? No disrespect to him. He's a good young player, and I respect that. But his record in the the Austrian Bundesliga, it does not fill me with confidence for the Premier League, guys. Just saying. Now, he is a good player. He clearly looks a good player, and he's a good young player. But crikey, 19 years of age coming to the Premier League, and we're expecting him to, what, hold a candle to Cristiano? It's not going to happen, mate. It's not going to happen. He's a good player. He's a good young player. He's a good prospect. That's all he is, in my opinion. You know, it's too much too soon. If we're really thinking about him playing some sort of a proper key role in Manchester United's season. So anyway, but that's just my opinion. I think that there could be a deal coming, but I would rather us to go and spend a little bit more money, show a bit more ambition, maybe get something like a Christopher Nkunku. What's wrong with Nkunku? He's 24, he's further developed, he's proven his goals record is impeccable, really. Okay, he's not proven in the Premier League, but neither's this guy. This guy's been doing it in the Austrian Bundesliga. I just feel like it's just not the right guy for us right now to replace or improve our forward positions too much. But there you go. Which top striker and how much? Well, I'd like Christopher Nkunku. I don't know how much he would be. 50 or 60 million euros probably. I don't know. I mean, he signed a new contract recently, but it doesn't really matter about that. If you pay the money and convince the team to sell, they'll sell if it's a good enough offer. All I'm saying, you know, he's a good option. You know, we allowed Scamacca to go to West Ham for 36. So this is similar sort of money. Are you trying to tell me that Scamacca's not further developed than this guy? I mean, it just doesn't add up to me. Isn't Sesko £25 million as A-Bub? Yeah, well, around about that amount of money, 25 to 30 million. They're apparently wanting 50 million euros. But apparently, yeah, 25 to 30 million is around about the price you could probably get him for, yeah. So it's a good addition. It's not a lot of money for that, but for double the money, you could probably get double the player. Shouldn't we have that ambition to do that? That's what bugs me. Sesko would cost 100 mil, says PS. Yes, says Chrissy J. 80 million plus for Nkunku, says Scott Berg. Well, maybe so, but I mean, that's it. I mean, you've got to have ambition, don't you? I personally think you might be able to get it for less than that. And also, you know, he's a quality player coming to his prime. The other guy, Sesko, looks good, but he's going to take a couple of years to develop to the point where I think he's going to be ready for what we need him to do. And that's if he can even go and progress to that level. So, you know, it's just one of those signs. It doesn't impress me that much, in all fairness, guys. It's kind of like, I don't know, it just doesn't really inspire me. I remember when we were linked to Tony Martial, right? And you can actually go and look at my video when we were first linked to Tony Martial. And it's kind of like, you know, obviously Tony's a good player now, and he came in and he scored a lot of goals and he proved a lot of people wrong. But I remember feeling at the time like, who the fuck is this guy? You know, because at the time he wasn't very well known. We did spend a lot of money for him at the time. That's why they said that chant, you know, 40 million down the drain, all that crap. You know, that's what they were saying. But obviously Tony Martial scores again, proved them wrong to a degree, or did he? Because actually he's had a pretty inconsistent time of it at Manchester United. But anyway, not slagging off Tony Martial, and I admit, to begin with, Tony Martial did silence a lot of the doubters. In recent years, he's sort of proven to be very inconsistent and gash, though. He needs to get himself back on track this season. But, you know, it's kind of like one of those, it's like, okay, well, this is a good young player. This is clearly a good young player, but it's not the player that's ready to do what we require them to do in order to challenge. We've actually already got the player required to do that, guys. That's the most frustrating thing about it. We've got the player to do it, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo. He is the player to challenge. He's the player to have up top of the pitch, to clutch you games, to score you 25 league goals, and to smash in a bunch of goals in Europe and just lead your line and all that sort of stuff. He's the guy, and we've already got him. Only problem is he doesn't want to be here anymore. João Felix is 100 million, no, says A-Bub. João Felix would probably be a lot of money, yeah. I mean, I'd like to see if Atletico, if they really want Cristiano Ronaldo, then why don't they let us buy João Felix and include him in the deal? Chris Koo, thank you for being a member of the channel for 4 months, you don. He says, respect for putting these shows out, Pig, every day. Oh, thank you, Chris Koo, no worries. I'm sweating my munt off right now as well, bro. It's so hot in the UK today. It's a beaut day, eh? Thank you, Chris Koo. Can we get a coo, and a hashtag 4 months in there? Thank you for being a member for 4 months, you legend. And no worries, man. I enjoy doing these shows and also just keeping up to date with what's going on with United. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you're just getting in here, we're nearly at 250 likes. Smash that like on it. The target for the stream is 300 thumbs ups. If you're just getting in here, please do drop a little Stone Cold Stunner on it and get yourself involved in the chat with a cheeky little subscribe as well. Chris Koo, thank you so much. Hey, Michael Day, you bloody legend. What's going on? He said, I think that's too much for a 19-year-old from the Austrian league. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. I mean, okay, so think about like Haaland's development. So Haaland's development, I suppose you could say it's along that way, but Haaland was doing a lot more by that age, right? He was making bigger waves. And so if it was maybe that kind of signing we were getting like Haaland at the time, I'd be more excited about it. But Benjamin Sesko right now, like I kind of agree with you. He's just sort of been doing okay in the Bundes for a 19-year-old. Is that really good enough? I mean, okay, he could really, they've obviously identified him as a talented player. And if the scouting team, the recruitment team, and Ten Hag and everybody else is really convinced by this guy, then fair play, he must be really good. But it just seems like a bit of a punt to me. Agree, too much pressure, says Night Whisper. Yeah, and coming into the Premier League, and he's got to do it at a young age as well. Yeah, you were expecting Sesko to be like 10 or 12 mil. Precisely, Bub, exactly. It's that sort of money. You might as well go and get somebody else in a lot of ways. You might as well try and add a little bit more to it and go and get a bigger name who's more likely to hit the ground running in the Premier League. Hey, Trevor, like, I don't know, Ivan Toney or someone. Like, I feel more comfortable with Toney, in all fairness. Hey, Treble Lords, thank you so much for getting in here, bringing that fire. Appreciate you, man. Yes, I did hear about the Savage link from Lazio Nas 786. Absolutely. Apparently, if the Jong deal falls down, if that is not able to be completed, then Man United would perhaps turn our attentions towards Milinkovic-Savic. But also, we should have players like Ruben Neves on that list, Tielemans on that list. It's the Austrian league, for fuck's sake, says Treble Lords. Right, okay, so let's ask the live chat. Is Sesko, I'm not saying is he good enough in the future, or is he not? I'm not asking you if he's a good player, because he obviously is a good young player. But I'm asking you, is Benjamin Sesko good enough for Manchester United right now? Yes or no? Thank you, Landile Hadibi. Thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button, my man. Nice one. Is he good enough for Man United right now? That's the question. 19 years of age. Amy Evans says yes. Top Dog says yes. Dennis says yes. Nat says yes. Rajon says no. Watch the highlights versus Liverpool, guys. Okay, fair enough, Craig Warby. But you're talking about a game. You're talking about, the thing is, it's like, crikey, did you not see that first game that Man United played against Liverpool in pre-season? When Martial looked godly against them, but we know Martial's pretty fucking bang average. It's only one game, bud. That's all I'm saying. Look at his stats over the course of his time in the Austrian Bundesliga. It's not exactly impressive. You don't know enough about him, says Chris Koo. If you're good enough, you're old enough, says Chris Barker. We'll find out, says Herodi. Ready to get him, says Lucky. 252 likes. Get in there, my friend. Thank you, everyone, for getting in there. Appreciate you. I don't want to be pessimistic. I don't want to be negative. I'm just saying there's probably better options out there. If we end up getting him, I really hope he's going to be the quality player that everyone's suggesting that he is. And he does look a good player. But, crikey, 19 from the Austrian league, and it's just not very convincing to me. Ryan says, Igalo all over again. Panic buy. Yeah, I sort of just see him as being a body, an option, a backup. But at least it's not like, at least the Igalo one was a good short-term one in a sense. But yeah, I mean, this one he's actually a young player who's going to be a prospect. So it is different because this guy's going to be progressing for the next decade. Ramsdale away or De Gea home for FPL Pig. Go De Gea, mate. Go De Gea against Brighton. That's what I would do. Thank you, Night Whisper says, hit the likes, folks. Thank you very much, bro. He is hungry and ready to go, says Emperor Caesar. Well, I like what a lot of the live chat are saying. A lot of live chat feeling like he is good enough. So, that's good. That's great. I think he's good. I do. I think he's good, but I just don't think he's somebody that is going to replace Cristiano or anything like that. G-Will says, don't know much about him, but think about when CR7 first came, he was a no-name and did well for us, so give him a chance. Yeah, I guess. I guess you're right. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Good point. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, no chance he's good enough. Well, I don't know about that, Jonathan. That's two ends of the spectrum right there, isn't it? Jonathan says, there's no chance he's good enough. That's not fair, Jonathan. There's a small chance. There's even a reasonable chance he's good enough. If all these guys are highlighting him as a quality player and they're prepared to pay 30 million for this 19-year-old from the Austrian league, then there is a good chance he's good enough. Just maybe not right now, in the future, But there is a chance, though. Don't touch Sesko, says Scott Berg. Sesko's definitely United material, says Omar bin Parvez. Nice, like your style. Dancing with Devil says, promote 5 from the youth and go on win the league. Can't win anything with kids. There you go. Wait, what about like Charlie McNeil and stuff, guys, eh? Nicholas Williams, thank you for being a member of this channel for 4 months, you absolute legend. Let's go. Let's get a hashtag 4 months to the live chat there, please. For Nicholas Williams, thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate you. He says, what's up, Piggy? Hope you're well. I'm not too bad, Nicholas Williams. I've got a little bit of a snotty nature today, mate. Maybe it's United. Maybe it's the hay fever. Maybe it's the weather. Don't know what it is. I don't really have hay fever, though. That's what people say. Mrs. P says I've got hay fever. I don't have hay fever. Hay fever's for melts. I don't have melt fever, you know. But no, other than that, I'm a little bit stuffy. You know, I think I maybe do have hay fever, guys, in all fairness. I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe that pollen's got in my schnoz and it's given me, you know, that whole stuffy feeling. I don't know. Anyway, fans want a loan from the World Bank, says Madhouse. Hay fever man, says Mrs. P. Is United playing tomorrow? They are indeed now, 786. Yes, mate. Saturday morning makes me horny. They're playing Man United fixtures, and then the next day we're playing it in the afternoon, though, about 4. In fact, I've got it. Yeah, it's not in the morning. Sorry, it's at 12:45 tomorrow against that. Let's go Madrid. That's in Norway, in Oslo. And then we're playing the next day, which is Sunday, against Rayo Vallecano at 4 p.m. That's the schedule, mate. So we're going to be doing a watch-along for the game tomorrow. We're going to be starting about 12:15, so make sure you guys come and get in and join us for that. Wildcast says, oh my God, Piggy is a melt confirmed. Alex Core says, bird flu, swine flu, maybe. Sesko will be 10 yards behind everyone else, says Scott Berg. Thing is, though, there's different folks for different strokes, different types of players. If you're intelligent, you've got great technique, great movement. Also, you've got great physical attributes like he has. You're a different sort of a player. You're not going to be that nippy, nimble, fox in the box type player. You're going to be more of a hold-up man, more of an Emil Heskey type. Or, you know, think about like Teddy Sheringham. Teddy Sheringham was a great influential forward player who was very creative and intelligent, and he scored goals and stuff, but he wasn't a fast player. He wasn't quick. There's different, you know, you could be a slow player and still be a super good, effective player, especially as a big 6'5" hold-up man, you know? Yeah, treble. That's right. All the players have been gashed for years, says Adam Gillespie. Rob Wedgbury says, guaranteed Maguire is a hay fever melt, says Rob Wedgbury. You can be slow but smart. Yeah, and I don't even think he's that slow. People are saying he's so slow. But, I mean, in the clips that I've watched, he looks pretty quick, mate. I mean, look, I don't know. I don't watch the games and, you know, and haven't seen him play. I've just seen clips, but he doesn't look like Slabby Maguire-esque or anything, guys, you know. Even though he's 6'5", he doesn't seem like a human slab to me. But, look, there is different types of players. There's you know, Nikola Zigic. Nikola Zigic was like a big, slow unit, and he was just a big hold-up man and get your headers and stuff, and he was crap. You know, there's players like that, and there's players like Emil Heskey, who have a bit more about him. There's players like Peter Crouch, who, let's face it, Crouchy was kind of weird, actually, because Crouchy, in my opinion, for like somebody who was that big, and he's quite skillful, really, wasn't he, Crouchy, and could move a bit, but, you know, well, not that quick, but he had, like, you know, I don't remember seeing so many big guys like him scoring overhead kicks and stuff like he did. He was pretty good, wasn't he, Crouchy? Crouchy's record for England was very good as well. Anyway, so let's have a little rundown of what we've discussed here, folks, in this stream today. Thank you very much for being here, everyone. We've got 416 legends. Drop a thumbs up. Get yourself subscribed if you're new to the channel. We're on here daily with the United News. Make sure you get yourself involved. You're missing out. But let's just discuss what we've said in this stream. Then we're going to get into the Q&A for a few minutes, see what you legends are saying for yourselves at the end of the stream. So Ronaldo wants, there were reports coming out yesterday as well that Ronaldo wanted to maybe go back to Sporting. So if they were to come in with a bid, maybe that would turn his head. Seems like a poor decision for me, but that was discussed. Also, Laporta was speaking on Nagelsmann's criticism of Barca. He said, thank you, Sugar Links, for subscribing. He said, I'd asked him to focus on their accounts, which have received good money for Lewandowski. To those that are surprised, I would say we're very much alive and back on the market, and there may be more surprises. So Laporta suggesting that Barca's finances are fine, and that there's going to be more surprises, maybe more sign-ins. United have been in direct contact with Benjamin Sesko's agent, so reportedly United's interest in Sesko is concrete. RB Salzburg want to sell him next summer, so United will have to make an important bid to sign him right now. So we are in for Sesko, and Luckhurst reporting that John Murtaugh met with the agent of Benjamin Sesko last Wednesday. So there is a strong basis for us. We're expected to maybe make a bid soon. 25, 30 mil, somewhere around about there to maybe get this guy in. He's a good player. I just want to see a bit more ambition from us, folks. He's a good option. He's a good youngster. It's not really a gamble because he's so young. He's going to develop and get better. And he is wanted by a few different clubs around Europe. And if you can get him at this young age, great. But Is he ready? I would argue no. I would argue there's more ready players out there we could spend a little bit more money on and get. But hey, look, if that's who they want to get, he must be good. That's what I'm hoping for. So I will have faith in him if they go and get him. But at the same time, it's a risk. It's not the most ambitious move, is it? What are we doing? Anyway, Ronaldo is not expected to be part of Man United's squad that flies to Oslo ahead of the game against Atletico Madrid. No surprise there, seeing as the shithouse wants away. So that is a bit of a problem. It's probably not going to be featuring, which is understandable as he's supposedly want away and his agent's looking for new clubs, reportedly. Mendes is understandably still looking for options, of exit options, even some BS discussions about loans and maybe contract terminations, but we won't be allowing that, I don't think. 0 Degrees, thank you very much for your super chat, lad. He says, Pig, last season we watched you rage for 12 months about the current squad. Any new player we sign is better than what we had, says 0 Degrees. Well, unless you're replacing Cristiano Ronaldo with Benjamin Sesko, you know what I mean? Like, hang on a sec, 0 Degrees. No, not entirely. I mean, yeah, I mean, if we, a lot of the players, yeah, the midfield, but, you know, we're going to replace Ronaldo with Benny Sesko. You know what I mean? Like, come on. That doesn't really, come on. That is not better than what we've currently got, is it? Benjamin Sesko ain't better than Cristiano. But look, if he's an addition to Cristiano, then I'm happy with it. You know, it's fine. But if Ronaldo ends up leaving this summer and we've just got Benjamin Sesko and Martial at the top of the pitch, then I am seriously worried. I must admit, I'm seriously worried. I don't have faith in Martial to do it consistently over the course of the season at number 9. And this Sesko kid, he could be very good, but he's just coming in, dropping in at the deep end. Wow. So it's imperative we keep Ronaldo. If Sesko comes in and Ronaldo's still playing number 1 and Martial's still playing number 2, and Sesko's come in to play every now and then and develop as a 19-year-old should, that's fine by me. That's great. I'm happy with the signing. That's spot on. But if he's coming in to replace Ronaldo and we're just going to enter into the season with Martial and also Sesko, we're up shit creek, my friends. We are in trouble. So I actually disagree in the sense that this guy, you know, it depends on what we're for. You know, Cristiano was great last season. Cristiano Ronaldo would probably be great this season if he could just get his head down and play and we could convince him to stay. But if he's going, then, you know, see you later on, son. But we're going to be left with Sesko and Martial as the number 9s. I mean, it's a little bit crap, isn't it? Come on now. Thank you, 0 Degrees. Can we get a sue in there for 0 Degrees, please, guys? Thank you very, very much, dude. So also, Ronaldo responded to this earlier on. There was a post that was on Instagram which said, George Mendes told Manchester United that Cristiano Ronaldo is adamant about leaving, but Mendes left negotiations less than positive that Ronaldo would get his move. So Alex Ferguson has intervened. United insists Ronaldo is not for sale. Okay, so that is that's a bit of news right there. Although it's not. This is the news. Is that Ronaldo replied to it. That's not the news. That's just somebody saying some stuff. But, you know, some of it may be true. It seems like Mendes is certainly looking for a way out for Cristiano Ronaldo right now. I'm not sure if, you know, Mendes left negotiations less than positive that Ronaldo would get his moves and stuff like that's the case. But Ronaldo responding and basically said it's lies. It's impossible not to talk about me one day. Otherwise, the press makes no money. You know that if you don't lie, you can't get people's attention. Keep going that one day you get some news right. So Cristiano Ronaldo going in there raw with a response. And yeah, so he's insinuating that there's a lot of lying going on at the moment and that maybe Cristiano Ronaldo is committed and doesn't want to leave. Is that what he's suggesting? Seems like it to me. Unless what he's saying is a lie is the fact that United and you know, don't want to sell him or something. I don't know. But to me, it seems like he is suggesting that he's not trying to look for a way out of this football club, which he is. He is, based on what the reports are that have come out anyway, that him and his agent have been talking to other clubs, gauging interest from other clubs, talking to teams like Atletico, you know, having discussions with other football teams. So surely if that's been reported by the top tier journalists and it's been drip fed to the media and they've had these crunch meetings and he's not been here for pre-season and he's turned up and had this crunch meeting with Ten Hag and brought his agent along with him, all of these roads point to him wanting to leave the football club. He's not here. He's not ready to start the season. What's he doing? So it looks like he's going, so you know what? Fuck that guy. Right, okay, right. We're gonna get into the Q&A now, folks. I've had enough of the talking about Cristiano and De Jong myself now. Let's hear what you guys have got to say about the situation. Please do get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we discussed. We've got Sesko, we've got De Jong, Ronaldo news and stuff like that today. Still a little bit of a slow news day, but some information for you there, guys. That's basically the latest news, but we're going to get into the Q&A now. Make sure you smash a like on this vid. Help us get to 300 likes. Also, hit the subscribe if you're new. Click the little bell icon as well so you get notified when we post and go live. G-Wolf says, Ronaldo's being a melt and wants out because he can't hack hard work because being the better players is easier for him. G-Wolf, you suggesting Ronaldo can't hack hard work? This is a kid who used to run around the streets of Madeira with ankle weights on, dribbling 9 hours a day, lad. You say the only reason he's still where he is because of super ridiculous hard work. So I don't know about that. He wants to work hard. He just wants to work hard for a Champions League team. That's the reality. And he does love himself, Treble Lords. He does love himself. Another weekend, still no new signings. Pathetic, isn't it, Malps? Barcelona doing a rebuild the way it should be done in one transfer window. United still scraping the barrel. Is it, though? Because they are actually sort of, I don't know, they're signing players when they haven't even sold players just yet. And so they might not have been able to register some of them. And they've sold TV rights off for 25 years to an American firm. So that's not the best thing to do, is it? But hey, fair enough. They have spent money and signed really good players, haven't they? They have gone for it. You can't deny that. Would you rather play Maguire at the back if it meant Martinez replaced Fred at CDM, says Craig Warby? Depends on the game, but probably not. I'd probably rather Maguire was replaced. But Fred is also just not the player to play CDM for me. I don't like him at CDM. I prefer him, if he's going to play, I prefer him as the player in the midfield too that has the least defensive duties. You know, like towards the end of the season when we saw him alongside McTominay and Fred was playing more box to box and McTominay was holding. I thought Fred looked better then. I don't like it when Fred's sitting in front of the back line. He's not that good. He's not that good at distributing it out there. He's good at running forward with it and getting those little passes off and stuff, but he's not great at winning the ball back, getting his head up and plucking out a nice pass. I don't think he's the best at that sort of stuff. Marty McFly, thank you so much for being a member of this channel for 6 months and getting a highlighted member comment in there, pal. He says, I just want the season to start with a decent 11. That's right, Marty McFly. I know, yeah, we're still about 3 or 4 players short, I think, from having a proper good starting 11 that we need. Interesting. So let's have a look at this, folks. Just wanted to put the link in, or just say to everybody who's retweeted my show, thank you. So I've put the link to my tweet in the top of the live chat. Just the little thing we got around here to help spread the word of the channel. Guys, if you could please do us a massive favor, if you're on Twitter, give this a retweet. It helps the show out. And if I'm not following you already, I will give you a follow back 100% to say thank you very much for sharing the streams. But there's the link to the stream. Please do go and give it a retweet. We've got 8 legends who've retweeted it. I just want to shout out each and every one of those. Joshua Dunn, Striker55, Lewis, United Tactical Talk, Anthony Ong, Steezy Bam, Aaron Homeyard, Liam Ward. Thank you all for sharing the show on Twitter, you bunch of bloody legends. That is very much appreciated. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. Give us a follow up on Twitter as well if you haven't. Right, let's get into the chat, see what you legends have got to say. He has knuckled down and just go with job in hand and help get back into the Champions League. No, he hasn't. He wants the easier way out. Yeah. I mean, I guess he does want the easy way out so he can go and play in a harder competition. He wants to go and play Champions League football, the best competition in the world. That is what it's about. If we had Champions League football, he would be fine. I get it from his point of view, though. I mean, I'm pissed off with Ronaldo for not having more loyalty and not knuckling down. But I can understand completely why, because he is too good for this. It is like, you know, to go back to the analogy, it's like expecting Lewis Hamilton to compete in some banger race or something, you know? It's like, is he going to be happy playing against old Dodgy Dave on a Sunday at fucking Matcham's Raceway or something instead of, Silverstone and, or doing whatever? It's like, come on now. There's levels to this game. And Cristiano Ronaldo is the top tier, upper pedigree type player. So that's the reality. We just are lacking with his ambition. It's not a good match. Gunshi says we got 286 likes. Get in there, you handsome bastard. We're working our way up to 300. Pig Nunes a flop, says Miz528. I think he will be a flop, actually. Yeah. I know people are going crazy because he scored 4 goals the other day and stuff. Mate, I remember Andy Carroll's first game for Liverpool. I seem to remember him scoring an absolutely sick volley from distance, like 30 or 40 yards out. And like another one, I think he scored 2. And that was his debut. Look what happened to Andy Carroll, though. He shat the bed. And, this guy's just a big Uruguayan Andy Carroll man. Now, in all fairness, I think he'll do good there. They wouldn't have spent all that money on him if he wasn't going to do good. But maybe there will be an adaptation period. I certainly feel more likely that Haaland's going to have a good time of it at City compared to Darwin. I think that Haaland's going to hit the ground running at City. I think he will be in contender for goal scorer of the season award at the end of it. I think he'll be in a contendership for the Golden Boot. Whereas I don't think Darwin Núñez will at all. Hey, goodbye there, Anthony Okonkwo. Thank you for getting in here, my friend. Timo Werner would suit United star, says Ryan Taylor. I mean, we could do worse than Timo as an extra body, I suppose, up there. He did have a very good goal record in the Bundes. Maybe Ten Hag could utilise him, but since he come to the Premier League, he's looked pretty crap. He's a fucking meme. He's absolutely awful. His goal record is rubbish. Haaland will be injured for a good amount of the season, hopefully, says Obsidian. Hope so. Alvaro Ramirez, later process Gregor Triggs. Barcelona have got TV rights to sell and they're in debt. United have been in debt for 17 years and had no TV rights to sell, says SimSim. All right, fair enough. But you know what, though, SimSim? Yeah, okay, our owners are shithouses, but they're supposedly around about $1 billion in debt, aren't they? Around about 900 million in debt. Man United are a lot in debt. To be fair, I can't defend our owners are a disgrace. Yeah, it's disgusting. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Barca are a bunch of shithouses who've mismanaged their club, and so are Man United, in all fairness. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Werner is not clinical, says Jonathan. Yeah, I agree. Werner on 270k a week. That is a joke, isn't it, Treble Lords? If that's the case, wow. Neves reminds me of Carrick would be great for us. Spot on, Obsidian. Yes, man. I'm not leaving, says Alvaro. Kerfuffle says, "Gunch, you the same guy that's on United TV, Sam's channel." Treble Lord says, Barca 1.2 billion debt, says Treble Lords. Andrew says, Werner not for sale, Tuchel block him. Yeah, there you go. And if he was for sale, I don't even think United should go for him. G-Wolf United says, but if you look at it another way, it's a trophy he hasn't won. He could be the player that's won all European championships in all comps. That's ambitious. Yeah, no, that is ambitious, G-Wolf. But the problem is, maybe he looks at the squad and goes, can we actually win the Europa? That's the problem. It's not a good squad. That midfield's still the same, and Slabby's still the captain. A few games and people think Martial's the answer, says Jonathan. Yeah, I know. He's too inconsistent, bud. He is too inconsistent, but he's had a good preseason. Look, Ten Hag's coming. It's a new time. It's a new style. It's a new manager. It is a new era, so you've got to give him a chance as a fresh start. My favourite Man United jersey, Mighty Man, I like this one. I like that one there. I think it's like 2009 or something like that one. Or, of course, oh, they're all good, to be fair. This one's awesome. This one's awesome. I don't know. Right, guys, who do you think of when you see this one? That shirt right there. Who's the first player that comes to your mind when you see that one right there? Anyway. Ronaldo and De Jong are distracted with the Ten Hag era. Let's start exploiting other options. We can't rely on Martial alone as the only striker. Cantona says kerfuffles. You know it. Ryan Taylor, David Keaton. I know. Iconic, mate. Absolutely iconic. Cantona, mate. Fucking iconic, mate. Iconic. Anyway. Right, okay, so... yes. Let me just read a few more comments out then, folks. Then I'm going to have to get on. I'm sweating my munt off here. It's so hot in this room right now. It's like a greenhouse. But, yeah. So, green and gold one was a classic. Good shout, Craig. Will be third kit 94, away kit 86. The 98 one with Old Trafford superimposed on it was awesome as well. Which one's that? I don't think it's on there, but you know the one I mean. If the expected financial crash occurs, the Glazers will be forced to sell. New owners in the next 2 years, possibly. We can all hope that's the true dream, is that they just set up and get the fuck out of our football club. Dancing with the Devils is Glazers spending more than the at Newcastle. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, they are spending a lot of money at... there is a thing called financial play as well. Lombi's Reviews thinks we should get Sesko. Yeah, a lot of people do. I'm not so convinced. I mean, I think, yes, as an addition to the squad, but if Ronaldo's leaving and he's going to be the replacement, then I don't think that's good enough at all. Hank Homer says the trauma Ronaldo caused on Atletico fan base is unreal. They're having nightmares. They really don't want him, do they? Ronaldo's 37, Sesko's 19, and the same person will pick Ronaldo over Sesko. I will pick the hot 19-year-old over a 37-year-old any day, any time, says Anthony Okonkwo. Anthony, your team would lose then. Because Cristiano Ronaldo is still one of the best goal scorers in the world, pal. If you're telling me who's better, Cristiano Ronaldo or Sesko, and you're telling me Sesko's better right now, your team's getting battered, lad. You know what I mean? Ronaldo's scoring a hat-trick against your team while Sesko cries. That's the reality. However, in a few years' time, yeah, I mean, look, Sesko's young and hungry, but right now, right here, right now, Cristiano Ronaldo's 10 times better, mate. Sorry to say. Anyway, right, okay. Ronnie ain't going nowhere, says Dancing with the Devil. We hope so, bud. We hope so. Okay, then, right. I'm going to read one or two more comments out, you legends. We're only 5 likes away from 300 likes. Keep dropping that thumbs up on it if you haven't done so. Ronaldo has 0 respect, says the Diamond 94. This is pretty poor from him, I agree. No one can replace Ronnie, says Craig Warby, but we have to move on and build in Eric's vision. Yeah, fair one. I like him as an addition to Ronaldo. I just don't like him as a replacement. I feel like if Ronaldo goes, we need to be more ambitious and get a better striker. Not to say that Sesko's not going to be a really good striker, but he's 19 and only played in the Austrian Bundesliga so far. The last thing Eric Ten Hag needed was the CR7 situation. Yeah, so true, Treble. Danny, or the Glazer situation, really. Free Ronaldo, says Danny. Chris Parker says United over Ronaldo's ego all day, every day of the rest of the time, says Chris Parker. Sim says, what have United got to sell? Carrington, it's like Huff, and you probably won't have a clue, says Sim. Sesko, lovely developed player, says Snucky. Sesko, another journeyman. Well, he's only 19. He give him a chance to develop and prove himself before you call him a journeyman. Hey, we got 300 likes. Get in there, my son. Thank you, everyone. Baby, we did it. Break out the red panties. It's red panty night. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the like button on the video there, guys. Rox DXpec says Ronaldo on loan. Can't see the point of us putting a Ronaldo on loan, to be honest with you, Rox. I don't get it. Just sell him if that's what we're going to do. You know, I don't see why we want to loan him out. It's pretty mental. But then we are a pretty mental club. Guys, we're going to wrap this video up there, guys. I've just seen the time. We're going to be on for an hour and a half here. We better wrap this video up, but you're a bunch of legends. Thank you, every single one of you, for tuning into the latest afternoon United news. There it is, a bit on Sesko, De Jong, and Ronaldo updates there. A little bit gash, nothing positive to report, really, about new players coming in. Well, Benjamin Sesko is progressing a little bit. You know, there are rumours that Man United will be perhaps putting in an offer very soon via official avenues. So that's positive, but other than that, you know, it's not really that positive, guys. And still another day goes by, no new sign-ins. De Jong doesn't seem any closer. Ronaldo's situation still all up in the air. This is a horrible transfer window, guys, an absolutely horrible transfer window. We have signed a few good players, but it's not quite enough just yet. We certainly need to add more. Let's hope that we can do that, but right now, it's a piss poor window, guys. De Jong saga, Ronaldo saga, they rage on. It's a disgrace. It's gonna carry on a while as well. Definitely FIFA tonight, sub to Flying Pig United as well. Thank you, Heath Edwards, for watching, and Craig Warby, Chris Parker, Obsidian, Rox DX Beck, Ajaro Ramirez, Mike, Kerfuffles, Treble, Dancing with the Devil, David Parry, Night Whisper, Tammy King, Alvaro Ramirez, Sub 2, Madhouse, Chris Koo, Lucky Singh, and everybody else as well, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anthony Okonkwo, A-Bub. Come back after this video is finished. Sorry if I missed anyone in the chat. Try to read everyone's comments out there. But if I did miss you, come back after it's finished and get your thoughts and opinions in the not live comment section. After it's finished, come back and have your say. Keep the debate going there anyway. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and also Facebook at Flying Pig United. I'm just going to go over back to my Twitter page and say thank you to the extra legends who retweeted my thing. There's another 5 legends who retweeted it. I'm going to give you follows back. Marty McFly, thank you very much for retweeting it, bro. Just giving you a follow back. Lombi as well. Thank you, Lombi, for retweeting it. Just gave you a follow back, my friend. Thank you, Boom MUFC. Thank you, Euban Cobagoza as well for retweeting. You didn't follow me, so I'm not going to follow you back. But thank you so much for retweeting it, guys. You're a bunch of legends. That's going to be the end of the show. Have a great day. See you later on, everyone. Night Whisper, Haroli as well, you Don, Lucky Singh, Alvaro Ramirez, Dizzy Red Devil, Rocks. That's it for me. Shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to everyone who's got in this live chat today and had your say. Thanks to all the commenters and everyone who watches. That's the end of the show then, folks. Back later with an evening update. And, of course, we'll be doing FIFA tonight around about 11 p.m.-ish. Smashing up Fools Friday Night Foot Champs. Be there or be an absolute complete Moisey melter. Catch you on the next one, everyone. Sort your bloody lives out, United, you bunch of shithouses. Time to sign some players. Stop sleeping. Start getting some people in. We can't rely on De Jong. We can't rest on our laurels. Ronaldo may be going. Let's do some poxy business. See you on the next one, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. See.